Celtic have just dropped the new home kit for next season, and it is something really special. We've also got a massive transfer story developing around one of the club's biggest names, a frozen out player missing the awards night, a stadium update from inside Celtic Park, and a 15-year-old academy starlet who has just earned an international call-up. A lot going on, let's get into it. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic have officially unveiled the new home kit for the 2026 to 2027 season, and it is a special one. The design pays tribute to the Lisbon Lions ahead of the 60th anniversary of the club's European Cup triumph, and the badge includes a commemorative detail directly linked to that 1967 side. 60 years on from Celtic becoming the first British club to lift the European Cup, the club have gone straight to that era for inspiration. It is a bold and emotional choice, and one that will mean a great deal to supporters old enough to have been there and to those who grew up hearing those stories passed down through generations. The kit was teased on social media earlier in the week before the full release dropped on Wednesday morning. It is made by Adidas, and the full range is now available to pre-order ahead of the official release on Thursday, the 14th of May. In terms of pricing, the standard men's home shirt comes in at £75, while the authentic version is priced at £120. A no-sponsor version of the men's shirt is also available for £75. The women's home shirt is £75, with the authentic women's version at £120. Junior shirts are £60, infant kits £50, and the baby kit is available for £40. There is a strange backdrop to all of this. Off the pitch, frustration with the board has not gone away. The Celtic Fans Collective campaign remains active, and the manager situation still has not been resolved. But none of that takes away from what this kit represents. The Lisbon Lions link is the clear selling point, and anniversary kits tied to that history always land well with the support. Now for the main story, as Arne Engels looks increasingly likely to leave Celtic this summer, with reports from Germany suggesting his departure is now planned and the interest from top clubs is intensifying fast. The 22-year-old Belgian midfielder was Celtic's record signing, and despite a difficult injury-hit season, the quality he has shown when fit has never been in doubt. The problem now is that clubs across Europe have taken notice, and Celtic may find it very difficult to hold on to him. According to Sky Sports Germany, a summer departure is now being described as planned. RB Leipzig, who were monitoring Engels closely in January, remain firmly in the picture and are continuing to track his progress, but they are far from alone. Clubs from the Premier League, Serie A, and La Liga are all said to be keeping close tabs on him, which sets the stage for what could become a serious bidding war this summer. The January interest was already significant. Celtic knocked back 3 bids during the winter window, the final one coming from Nottingham Forest and worth around £25 million, including add-ons. At the time, the club stood firm, but the feeling now is that the summer will be a very different story. Engels has been returning to form at exactly the right time, showing the kind of quality that made Celtic sign him in the first place. That will only add to the interest as the window approaches. Losing him would be a real blow. He was supposed to be the player who carried Celtic's midfield forward for years. If he goes, replacing that quality will be one of the most important jobs the new permanent manager will face the moment they walk through the door. In other news, Boys Celtic have released a public statement after it was confirmed the supporter group will be relocating into the standing section at Celtic Park next season, moving alongside the Green Brigade in the rail seating area. The move is being viewed by many as a positive step forward for the atmosphere inside the ground. Having 2 organised ultra groups together in a dedicated standing space is something supporters have been pushing for, and on paper it makes sense. But the reaction has not been entirely smooth. A number of existing season ticket holders were told they would be moved from their seats to make room for the relocation, and frustration quickly followed over how the club handled the communication around it. Boys Celtic addressed this directly in their statement, backing the idea of the move, but acknowledging that supporters who were affected deserved much better communication from the club. They stated the relocation moved from suggestion to reality in a very short space of time, and that affected fans should have been given clearer information on their options far earlier. For supporters who have been moved, The group confirmed they should email railseating@celticfc.co.uk to register their preference, and they will be given priority in the standing section if they wish to remain there. The statement also touched on something bigger. Boys Celtic said their position remains that the only real long-term solution to unlocking the full potential of Celtic Park is a proper Celtic end, a much larger standing area behind the goal. They called on the club to begin engaging with supporters on that idea now, with a view to making it happen as quickly and smoothly as possible. In other news, Joel Mvuka was missing from Celtic's Player of the Year awards night, with supporters quickly noticing the winger was not present alongside the rest of the squad at the event. Dyson Maeda's absence drew most of the attention given the injury concern that followed the win over Hibernian at Easter Road, but fans also picked up on Mvuka not being in the room. Unlike Maeda, there has been no suggestion of an injury issue for Mvuka. His absence simply adds another question to a situation that has already been frustrating to watch. The Norwegian winger joined Celtic during the winter window with a decent reputation behind him after spells in France, Norway, and Switzerland. But his time at the club has barely got going. He has yet to make a single league appearance and has only featured twice in the Scottish Cup. For most match days, he has been nowhere near the squad at all. That has inevitably led supporters to wonder where exactly he stands in Martin O'Neill's plans. Players miss club events for all kinds of reasons, and there is no suggestion from Celtic that anything serious is wrong. But when a player is already struggling for involvement, these things get noticed faster. The bigger picture with Mvuka is that Celtic fans have barely had a chance to properly watch him. His minutes have been so limited that he remains almost completely unknown to the support. With the title race in its final stretch, O'Neill has leaned heavily on players he trusts, which has left little room for anyone on the fringes. Lastly, some brilliant news from the Celtic Academy, where 15-year-old winger Zion Pullen has just received his first international call-up from Spain at under-15 level after a stunning season in Celtic's youth setup. Pullen has been one of the most eye-catching players across all of Celtic's academy age groups this year, featuring for both the under-15 and under-17 sides despite still only being 15 years old. The numbers he has put up this season are almost hard to believe. 58 goals and 35 assists, taking his total goal contributions to 93 across all competitions. That kind of output at his age in elite academy football is extraordinary, and it has now caught the attention of Spain's international youth setup. Pullen has already represented Scotland at under-15 level, but Spain have now moved to bring him into their own programme. For Celtic, it is another sign that the academy is producing attacking players with genuine top-level potential. His direct running, quick feet, and composure in front of goal have built him a real reputation within the youth setup this season. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.